And good morning, it's your friendly neighborhood Tironan, and today we're going to be running two flights side by side. This is the JU-88 before and after the 50mm upgrade. And you're going to be asking me, for the people upgrading this aircraft, it's the largest upgrade and should be the most significant. So I've been pounding away at this for a while to get this ready, and we'll see where we're at. Just checking to make sure that I am indeed recording and that everything's working as it should. So hopefully it will be.
Get ready for action. Let's go.
Alright, let's not fly into the wall and spoil my whole day. Oh, that's not good. We have there's no fighter support at all. And this is not, whatever you can say about these guns, you cannot say that they are exactly what you want. For anti-aircraft work. Alright, we're going to have to fly above that, come back around. Hope we don't pay for it too much. Trying to take out anything else I can while I'm still alive, because we have no anti-aircraft support, and yeah, we have no fighter support at all. Makes it a little more difficult. And if you're watching closely, you'll notice we're losing the game because of lack of fighter support. But don't worry, they're all over here, going for the center zone. I'm sorry. What was it Albert Einstein said about doing the exact same thing over and over and expecting different results? Okay, so we got that one down. I guess we'll go into the center with the madness, because at least we'll get some fighter support there. And you notice it takes us about 4 to 5 rounds to take out armored targets. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and that wasn't quite enough. We'll have to come around. You'll notice a recurring theme. When I see these in a fighter, I rejoice because it takes me just a few bursts to take one down. A Ju-88. The problem is that if they don't have good fighter cover, they don't last that long, and it takes them. They're very good at ground attack, but it just takes them a little longer. And they don't run out. They're not waiting for ordnance, which is a good thing. But it takes a while for the ordnance to take effect as opposed to dropping bombs, right? I should say the guns take effect as opposed to dropping bombs. And so you have to go through this routine. Well, if you don't have good fighter cover, then it's kind of like when you're in the light fighter that doesn't have very good guns and you're behind somebody forever and on a very predictable course. You know what's going to happen. Same thing here. Heavy fighters, for instance, I've noticed you can be very maneuverable, but if you use them correctly and you got enough firepower on them, they become something else, right? So very tough to deal with. And right now, my professional opinion is we need bigger guns. Like every science fiction writer I've ever said and I've ever read about, more power is the answer, right? Same thing here, though. At least it's demonstrably proven. Okay, well, we got payoff for that. And I'm very glad because we lost quite a bit of the life of the aircraft there on the third attempt. Okay, so we did lose. That's not unexpected. A lot of my teammates were bots, and they did a very bot-like thing. And maybe I should have just run in there from minute one and done that to support the bots. Okay, so we destroyed 3 ground targets, did 17,448 points of damage. And damaged aerial targets 31. I guess I hit somebody with the rear guns. Alright. Came in about mid point there, and you'll notice that most of my team was bots, and same with the other side. Alright, let's go to the upgrades. The thing we have been waiting for. And yes, we can finally do this. And now we have one honking big gun here. Honking is a technical term, by the way. It means really big. Alright. Joking, of course. The English teachers, please don't land on me. I was having a bit of fun. Okay. So you have one very large 50mm gun. It's reputed to be very fast. Alright. Other than that, the aircraft is the same as before because I don't have enough points yet to afford anything else. And if I do buy something else, it will probably be in the rear turret to give him some possibility of survival. This is, as ground attack aircraft goes, this one is fair to middling. In other words, I give it about a medium grade, maybe a little lower. But let's see how it is now with this 50mm gun. Let's go back to battle. Now, you've heard me discuss the Ju-88 before, so I'm not going back into the history of the thing or anything else. This is just now the exploration of what you're getting with the vehicle, and we'll take it from there. Now, I'm going to make a confession to you all. I came very close to just dumping this and going on with something else, but I have persevered to get this done. I may upgrade the rear turret if I deem it worth the effort. Otherwise, I am just going to, whatever points go into this from this point on, will go on to the successor aircraft. the 325S or whatever it is. 265, I think it is. And hopefully we'll not take a whole lot longer here. I noticed I waited long enough to get this 50mm cannon. The least they can do is give me a game.
You are approaching the area of
Okay.
combat operations.
So it's 5s and a couple of 6s now. Which I am one of the 6s. Maybe it won't be such a grim game for me. I've never been on that map with this this bird before. So I hope the 50mm is a major upgrade and it takes down armored targets much faster. If it does that and nothing else, I'll be a happy camper. Then it will be a much more efficient bird. Now don't get me wrong, I don't love ground attack in any case, but I do it for you guys. I think it's just part of my responsibility as a content provider to give you stuff that you want, and it's stuff that's useful to you. Now you notice the reach on this has gone way up. You do have to watch all the little impediments they put in there, and then they throw smoke in your face on top of everything else. But I noticed that I have seen some improvement in the time that it takes to take on these targets. And that is a very good thing. Okay, so we need to move on. And our next objective is going to be right here. So let's see what we can find out, gentlemen and ladies. We do have 5% of my my group, my channel does identify itself as being female, much to my shock. But I am told there are female wargamers out there, and I've met a few in my time. And you notice that hardened target, that entire square fell to me very quickly. And that's good. So far, this is looking very good. I have a very bad habit of kissing the ground, kissing buildings, kissing anything else that gets them, because I get target fixated. A little too long, and it costs me dearly. Alright, so I see that our efforts have all gone in vain because you'll notice as an anti-aircraft gun, this lacks a lot to be desired. And I have just shot my bolt where that's concerned. You can't tell when you do hit though. It comes right off the rails. Blows up in one kablooey. It's just hard to hit with it. Alright, the target should have reset by now, so we'll go ahead and try to take it back. Well, killing soft targets is what I guess I'm trying to say here, is pretty effective. I really don't want to clip the edge of that. I'm going to climb up this mountain and come back right down the slope. Try to gain some protection there. God, if I could just get some protection from fighters. Alright, well, and there's, yeah, I was destroyed by an ME-110. I did not run into the ground after all. Much to my surprise, because I thought that was going to happen. Alright, we'll try again. Now, you notice we're not paying a whole lot of attention to the center group. They're taking targets, and we are losing very steadily. Two little pillboxes down. We're not seeing a lot of good things to hit here. There we go. But the one we did hit mattered. All right.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
We have 150 points to make up here. This is going to be tough. Well, we're going to have to do something. So I'm going to go after an enemy air base. And if our fighter cover will hold, doesn't look like it's going to.
There's a heavy storm here.
And that just becomes suicidal. Okay. We can't do that, so we're going to try. Well, we've lost our base back here. So that actually looks like a better bet to me to take back. So let's get to it. Come into this thing full throat and full throttle.
The enemy is about to win. Push harder.
Now the range on this is about 4,200, so I'm just wasting my time until I get a little closer. Now, just like on aircraft, the target turns red when it's in target. Now you're getting a good demonstration. These are armored targets. Took out two. No assist. No previous bomb damage. Alright, took that out. Yeah, it's definitely more efficient than the other, than the 237 millimeters are. Now that really doesn't do anything to address the In fact, the aircraft is fairly helpless, but you know, thinking on it and having played the IL-8, which is a much tougher aircraft, what we're doing is taking pot shots at this, and we succeeded. Oh my God. It's not going to make any difference here, folks. If you ever hit the Alt button from time to time, you get an idea of why you're losing or why you're winning. So unfortunately, we needed to take a fourth base to have had any chance of winning this game. My thoughts on the Ju-88 is it's an effective ground attack aircraft. That goes along. That's a long way from saying it's one of the best, because it's not. But it takes patience, and it takes a lot of fighter cover to keep those aircraft off you long enough to take everything down. One of my dear viewers did point out the fact that, hey, I can take down any target I want with this aircraft, and he's right. Keeping it alive long enough to take down any target you want is another thing. It's just like the Hayabusa. You know, if you hang behind an enemy's tail long enough, and you have no problem staying on anybody's tail. Staying on anybody's tail and not getting shot down while you do it is another story. And that's what I'm finding with this aircraft. It's not a bad aircraft. And in fact, we've gone up there a little bit. We've done 18,140. I've noticed that you can get to armored targets usually in about 4 strikes, which is an improvement from 5, which I saw on the 37. So there's some improvement here. Is it going to change how the basic behavior of the problems of the aircraft as I find them and have delineated before? No. No. This aircraft needs to be revisited. Give it a couple of bombs, give it a rack of rockets or something, and it will be just fine. It will be up there with anybody else. It's still kind of fragile, but, you know, the aircraft itself was kind of fragile. If you go back and you read the Allied and Soviet reports on what happens when they caught a Ju-88, it never had happy consequences for the Ju-88. It wasn't like a B-17, B-24, or a Lancaster where they could just take a beating and keep right on going. And you know, we say that, but a great many of those aircraft failed and were shot down in actual action. So, you know, how reputed tough an aircraft is, to me, a lot of aircraft were lost, but in this case, these was a particularly fragile aircraft under enemy fire, and I think you're going to find that that's not going to change too much. Like I said, we can upgrade the turret and get a little more out of that, but your average Tier 6 fighter is more than capable of taking this down fairly quickly. 800 points or not, doesn't take that many cannon shells to knock it down. And a P-51 will chew it up in little bite-sized bits just very quickly. It's kind of fun to watch the health bar disappear, except if you're flying one of these, and then maybe it's not so much fun. All right. So there are both. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, let me know. If you don't like the video, that's fine too. Just let me know what we can do to change it. It'll make it better for you. Okay? I appreciate you so much. We need you all, and we need all the subscribers we can get. We're about to break the 100 mark, and I'm one customer away. So it's a big deal. I do thank you very much. I appreciate you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.